Live.
And here we are. We ready? Yes. Hello, folks. It's the Podsquad with Susan Moffat-Thomas and Wendy Card and yours truly, Kathy Morrison. We welcome you and thank you for joining us. This is the New Bern Now podcast for September the 17th, 2020, episode number 156.
Woohoo!
Yay! And today we're going to talk about people, places, and happenings in New Bern and beyond. We have a great lineup of guests, and we hope you're going to join in the conversation.
All right, we have lots of things going on, but first, we have a contest.
Yes, we do. And to be entered to win the contest, you got to answer correctly on New Bern Now's Facebook page. And if there's more than one winner, we'll put you in a drawing to win later tonight. But if there's only one winner, it will be announced during the show. So the question, and you guys can't answer right now, the Pod Squad can't answer, but everybody else, please be ready to answer. The question is, what's the largest lighthouse to be moved due to erosion in the United States?
All right.
I'm glad you're added in the United States. Otherwise, everybody knew the answer.
All right. Somebody's bound to know that. They have until what, 10 minutes to? Is that correct?
Yes.
All right.
10 minutes to 2. So.
All right. So
yeah.
Put your thinking caps on and answer, and you'll win a great prize. All right. Let's do an update. What's been happening with Susan Moffat-Thomas?
Well, Susan Moffat-Thomas has been pretty busy. I'm thrilled that my presentation on the Fubo Peace Memorial Park at the International Network for Museums for Peace Conference, it was their 10th annual. That took place yesterday. And it'll also be the presentations will all be posted and be available to watch. And I think I'm going to, Wendy and I had talked that I would send her that link of my presentation. So if anybody wanted to see it, they could, because it's a wonderful story about how the Japanese have honored and memorialized 34 crewmen who were killed on March 10th when their 3 planes were returning from a crash site following or were crashed within minutes of each other on Mount Fubo following the firebombing of Tokyo. And yet they were so wonderful and generous and kind. Anyway, it's a great story. And then the other good thing is the North Carolina aquariums have opened. I'm on the North Carolina Aquarium Society board, and we have really been challenged because the aquariums, of course, were closed all summer. That is how we raise money to keep or to help the state keep the aquariums going. So it was an incredibly tough hit, financially, to not have that income with their closing. Anyway, as of the 14th, they've been reopened, 50% capacity allowed. And it's just wonderful because the aquariums, I think everybody loves aquariums and it touches everybody's heart. And also in October, they're going to, because we're all going virtual anymore, they are going to have virtual tours, a lot of students of all of the aquariums, so you can really have a wonderful preview of all there is to offer. So I hope people will go to ncaquariums.com and just get back in the groove of enjoying the aquariums. And one last thing, and we've all spent time cloistered in our little environments over the last few months, and so we don't really get to see friends and family like we have, well, our family, and we've got a lot of cousins or nephews, nieces, kids in general. We had lots of birthdays that we have not been able to get together. And my daughter, my oldest daughter, Jennifer, sent out a email the other day to the family and said, I can't stand it any longer. We must get together. So this Saturday, we are going to all get together at her house. I'm not sure we will wear masks, but my 12-year-old granddaughter is making the birthday cakes to celebrate all we've missed. So that's what's going on, and I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. That sounds like lots of fun coming up.
It is.
Yeah, that sounds like a great time, but personally, I probably would be wearing a mask because I don't know. It's just, and it's a personal choice for everyone. So I hope you enjoy your family. That's wonderful. And
Well, it's really going to be nice. We're a very close family, so it has been difficult not seeing each other, actually in person.
right. And also as far as the NC aquariums, if you're not comfortable going in person, they still have, live videos, and it
Well, the
really,
virtual, yeah,
really-
there's a lot of virtual tours. So, I hope people take advantage of that.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah, wonderful. And Triumph House is open too, and a lot of the museums. So that's just fantastic.
It is.
Yeah.
Well,
and I'm sorry, Kathy.
Go ahead.
I was going to ask you what you've been up to.
Oh, well, the Historical Society has 2 more virtual programs coming up. We have 2 that were presented at Lunch and Learn, and we're sold out. We're really well received. So coming up next Wednesday, the 23rd, we're going to have Mark Sandvigan, who's going to present his Through a Distant Mirror, the reflections on World War I and how they affected folks in Craven County and what people did to help with the war and just how it changed, just where we were going down the road at that point in time. And that's very interesting. That'll be at 2:00 on our Facebook page. So that's Facebook.com/New Bern Historical Society. And Mark Sandvigan will present his story of Craven County in World War I. And you'll be able to ask questions, on the spot there, and he'll answer them for you. Then the second piece is coming on Tuesday, the 29th, which is the following week. And that will be Wade Sokolowski, who is going to talk about hospitals in Eastern North Carolina and North Carolina in general during the Civil War. And, a lot of it depends on what you define as a hospital. And so he'll tell us all about from, 5-story brick buildings that were women's schools that got taken over and used as hospitals to wayside hospitals that popped up along the railroad tracks to help treat the wounded as they were moving back and forth along the railroad. So those are 2 new virtual presentations that we've got coming up. So we're still working in that arena for the Historical Society.
Fantastic. All right.
What have you got, Wendy?
Guess where I am?
Where are you? Trees. I see trees. I see something yellow. What is the yellow?
That's disc frisbee or disc golf little container where you throw the frisbee, and it's a golf course. And I'm at Glen Burnie Park, and the reception is just tremendous out here. I'm just joking. It's just the picture. So I finally got the green screen, so I'm not totally disappearing, Anyway, I think it's important that we highlight all the great things that New Bern and beyond has to offer. So I've been taking some photos from around town and trying to highlight them in case people have never been to Glen Burnie Park. And Glen Burnie Park has all kinds of things to do. They've got, I'm pretty sure the park's open to the playgrounds.
Is the dog park still out there?
Yeah, the dog park, I was out there yesterday and boy, they probably had 5 people doing the lawn care, and it was just, it's so beautiful and manicured, well manicured. Have a picnic, go do some grilling. They have a boat ramp, boat launch. there's just all kinds of things, or just sit on a picnic bench and just
Enjoy it.
watch the birds or the people walk by. I do some people watching. So
All
yeah,
right. Fall is coming and then the weather is getting nice, and that's a perfect place to go.
it is. And I actually went fishing, and it's the first time I've been fishing in a long time. So it was fun. It was just important to just get your mind out of the crazy noise around us and, you know, stay grounded.
You know, I think, oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Susan.
I was just going to say, I think New Bern has many, many beautiful parks. Glen Burnie Park, I think because of its location, a lot of people, you know, it's kind of off their radar. But when you go there, I mean, it is amazing how really vast and beautiful that park is with all the amenities there. It's really a nice park.
Yeah, and they have wonderful shelters. Everything is so many, you know, up maintained very well. So yeah, and I think we have
a couple of guests coming up. Can you do something about Melanie's mic? Wendy, can you unmute her?
I'm going to move her into the room here.
Okay, Melanie Ray is coming. Melanie Ray is the director of elections for Craven County. And she's, you know, not only the woman of the hour, she's the woman of the year with all the elections coming up. And I'm sure folks have lots of questions. I have a whole list. But let's see if we can bring her in here and get her unmuted and on the video. And we'll be able to talk to her. So let's see what we got here. Waiting with bated breath.
Yeah, maybe she stepped away from her computer for a
Her
minute.
note says her mic's not working, but I don't know if that's something that you can take care of. Can you unmute her mic?
I can't do anything.
Okay.
Melanie, can you leave the meeting and then rejoin? Maybe that will help, because
Okay.
I'm pressing the unmute button. So, and to all the listeners out there, thank you for being patient. So just bear with us for just a minute.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to go to Brenda if Melanie doesn't work? She's getting on another computer.
Okay.
Okay. We'll wait for Melanie for a sec. We've
While
got.
we're waiting for Melanie, I just want to say she is doing a fantastic job. She spoke with our Rotary. The workload is incredible this year, and she's one talented, committed lady. So I think people will find this very, very interesting.
And in this election year, with all the tangential things happening and COVID going on, to manage an election is a heck of a job.
It
All right.
certainly is.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. All right. An awkward
Trying
pause
again.
here.
All right. Do you?
While we're waiting for Melanie,
Okay.
I just want to remind NC people running for office in North Carolina that Craven County voters are going to be voting for. You're welcome to join the Podsquad. Give me a call at 252-259-6853 or send us an email at info@newbernnow.com. And it will be an opportunity to share your platform for people to, you know, meet you face to face and stick to the positive notes of your campaign. We do not allow any kind of political banter or bad mouthing, and not that you would. It's just, I got to put that out there. It's just a meet and greet the candidates. So let us know. And yeah, so.
Okay. Well, do you want to reverse order or what, Wendy? What do you think?
Yes, I think that's a great idea. Okay.
Okay, we're going to bring in Brenda George.
It says chat, so I don't.
Okay. Let's see if we get Brenda coming in here. And Brenda is another very busy lady. Okay. Let's see if we have her coming in. Brenda has had an amazing career as a legal services attorney for 7 years, and that was followed by 27 years as a legislative attorney She is currently a candidate for Superior Court Judge in District 3B, and she is working with Linda Monk to present tomorrow, Establishing Justice, a discussion on the Constitution for Constitution Day, which is today, and their presentation is tomorrow. And she'll be joining us momentarily. And just, we're going to do full disclosure. I am involved with Brenda's campaign committee. So that said, we'll go and see if we can get one of these two ladies here.
Yes, and actually it's Melanie, because Brenda, I can't bring into the from the waiting room. I don't know, maybe she doesn't have her video or anything.
Okay.
Trying to.
All right, so let's do Melanie.
I'm trying. It says total 1 phone call listener, but it's not giving me an opportunity to allow them in the room. So I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Melanie, is there any way you can leave the meeting from your computer? Because I still have you in the Zoom via your computer, and re-sign in. And she left the building. She left the room. Okay,
right.
Let's get to a social media minute. Wow.
All right. Is anybody watching this?
Yeah, we have our friend Talina. It's always good to see you, and yay, Brenda. So Talina, hang tight. Brenda and Melanie will be joining us hopefully soon.
Okay. All right.
Brenda George, it just has chat next to her name, so I don't think she's connected.
You can't bring her in, huh?
No, but that's okay, because we have a lot to talk about here.
Okay, well, let's see what else we got while you're working on that.
Okay.
You made your invitation asking the candidates to give you a call, so that's good. And be sure you give Wendy a call if you want to have a few minutes here and explain what's important about, why you're running and what you have to say. And that will be at the 259-6853. Then we have Griefshare, a support group for people who've lost a loved one, spouse, or family member. And that's everybody is welcome. You can join them at any time. And if you know someone who's hurting, please invite them. The program
Kathy?
is being conducted online.
Oh,
Yes.
Kathy, this is Melanie. I don't have a picture of me, but can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Melanie.
Boy, we're glad to have you. Man, there's a whole lot happening with you. And we've
I'm
got
sorry.
lots of questions. I'm sure everybody is after you for the answers to questions. Let's just jump in. The latest thing has been, do we really need ID if we go to vote?
No.
Okay, there's a definitive quick answer. No, you do not. Do not.
Yes,
need to-
that was a court case that has been in the works for a while, and they did a partial decision, but it does not affect the November 2020 election. There is still the injunction for no voter ID required to vote.
All right. If somebody has not yet registered, can they still, and how do they do it?
Yes, the registration deadline is October 9th, where you just fill out the voter registration form and provide either your driver's license or last 4 of your social and all the other information. We have to have it by 5 p.m. October 9th. If you miss that deadline, you can register and vote the same day during early voting, but then you have to bring proof of residency with you.
To register, do you have to come to the office there at the elections office?
You do not. If you do it before October the 9th, or really anytime, you can mail a form, fax or email as well.
And you said early voting starts October the 15th?
October 15th, 8 o'clock in the morning.
And where is that?
It will be here at our office on Craven Street, the Board of Elections. It will be at Cove City Fire Department, Vanceboro Fire Department, in Havelock at the New Beginnings Ministry of Faith. That's in the Slocum Shopping Center. And then we have a new location in Bern Square near Planet Fitness.
All right. And that ends on the 31st? Is that
On
correct?
Halloween at 3 p.m., October 31st.
Okay. All right. So you have an opportunity to vote with an absentee ballot. You have an opportunity to vote early.
Yes.
And you have an opportunity to vote on election day.
Election day, polls are open 6:30 in the morning till 7:30 at night. And if you choose to vote early voting, you have 832 and a half hours to choose from. So
If I want an absentee ballot, what do I need to do?
You have to fill out the state absentee ballot request form for 2020. You can find those in many places online at cravenvote.com, which is our website with lots of information. The North Carolina State Board website, ncsbe.gov. Through that website, there's also an online portal where you can enter the information and it sends us a completed form for you. Those requests will be taken until October the 27th at 5 p.m.
All right. Actually, I did that on Saturday this past Saturday, and I got my ballot on Wednesday. So it didn't take any time at all to turn around. So
No, we're saying a week. The standard answer is a week to 10 days. But right now, my girls and guys we're doing a 3 to 4 day, not any later than 5 days. So.
Okay.
Melanie, would you kind of provide an overview? I know that with your office, you have a tremendous amount of work and with staff and all. Can you just tell us how you are preparing to handle all this?
Well, trying to prepare with patience, number one. But yes, I employed 2 extra part-time staff. Technically it's me and 2 full-time, so there's 3 of us. And then we have 2 part-time, full-time people who come in when we need them throughout the year. And then 1 extra who comes in during elections. But I was able to get 2 more election part-times, which really wasn't enough. We did anticipate this large volume, but we're getting it done. When the meetings start happening, because in North Carolina, we can start counting your absentee ballots. We will start that September 29th. We have what we call a MAT team that we had to appoint for the multi-assistance partisan team. And we're going to bring them in to help us with the absentee meetings. And so we can count those ballots a lot quicker.
All right. If somebody doesn't remember which precinct they're supposed to vote in, how do they find out?
They can go to our website, cravenvote.com, and go to check your voter registration information. They can also go to the state board website, ncsbe.gov. You can also call us and we can look you up.
All right.
Now,
Wendy had a question.
yeah, if I received an absentee ballot and I changed my mind and I want to vote in person, is that okay?
You can do that. You can do that. You just discard your ballot. Yep.
And now I could also, instead of mailing it, I could also drop that off at an early voting location. Is that correct?
You can't drop it off per se. If you bring it in person, either during an early voting site or the Board of Elections, we prefer you to bring it to us, the Board of Elections. But if you do take it to in person, you have to still wait in line with everyone else. And you have to sign a delivery affidavit. You have to tell us who you are, the relationship to the voter on the ballot, because only a voter or a voter's near relative is allowed to drop off, as the slang, to bring a ballot in person.
Okay, and let's see, is there any way to track my ballot, absentee ballot, to make sure it was received by the Board of Elections?
Yes, if you put it in the mail, obviously you can ballot tracks it with the barcodes, because as it goes through a mail processing, it'll tell you where it's been. When you bring it in person or when we receive it, we log it into the computer, and you can immediately go out on the same voter tool where you look up your sample ballots. If you're registered, all of that, it's the same voter search tool. At the bottom of your information, it says absentee requests. It's really tracking your ballot, not the request. It'll tell you if we received it and if we accepted it or not.
All right, and I have one more. When do absentee ballots need to be postmarked?
November 3rd, by November 3rd, and have to receive by November 6th. My best suggestion is when you get it, vote it, get it in here.
Okay.
Awesome.
Right. Anything else that we need to know?
I just always like, go ahead, Susan.
I was just going to ask for those that plan to vote the old-fashioned way of just standing in line, how is that being handled? Because I am assuming there's going to be a lot of people who actually do want to just vote as they have in the past.
Yes, you will be 6 feet distancing. We will have markers all the way to what's called the buffer zone, the protected zone for voters from the campaigners. We will have X's for 6 feet social distancing. We will all the workers will be about 6 feet apart. They will be in masks. Our workers have to wear masks. Depending on what job they're doing, they will have gloves. All the ones that have stations will have desk shields in front of them as well. Also, the worker can also wear a face shield if they would like to as well. When a voter enters, they're not required to wear a face mask, but we would prefer they do. If someone would like a face mask, we will have some extras on hand. But when they approach, they will be given their own voter pin. We can't give the stickers this year, so they will carry that pin with them all the way to mark their ballot and all the way out. So that is their I voted sticker, is their individual pin they will be given. When they get their ballot and then go vote, they still have to be 6 feet. The booths will be 6 feet apart as well. And then after every voter, when they leave each station, it has to be wiped down and cleaned. We will have a designated cleaner at every site. We will have a designator mask giver outer at every site, and then each of the stations as well.
Right.
Now, do you need any more workers, or do you
I
have
do
every-
not. No,
Okay.
we've been overwhelmed with workers, so we've got plenty on hand.
All right.
Wow. Well,
Well,
we
Melanie,
really,
Susan, go ahead.
I was going to just say, Melanie, knowing the amount of work and the challenge you have been facing over this past probably year, actually, when are you going to take a vacation?
Well, Susan, as you know, I was scheduled to go to Hawaii in June for Rotary International, but then that got canceled. We were going to take vacation for 12 days. So I'm hoping next June, I'm going to get to go somewhere. It'll be that long probably.
All right.
But let me just say this one thing. I just encourage voters to take responsibility, to look up the election laws where they live, also to be prepared on who you're going to vote for before you go vote. We can't provide you with information on the candidates. Also be prepared, take an umbrella if it rains or if the sun is shining and it's too hot. I can't control the weather. So be prepared before you go. And it all means be patient. Be patient with the workers because we're all facing tough times.
All right.
actually, I just had one more question. It reminded me, in the past, I've gone to my voting place and people have handed me a slip of paper with different, not all of the candidates on, and left other candidates off. Is that legal or not legal?
It is legal. It just can't resemble a ballot. If it does look like a ballot, they have to put on there it wasn't produced from us. And also, even if you're handed a list, there has to be a legend on there that tells you who paid for it and whether it was authorized or not authorized by the candidates. If you get literature that is not have the proper legends, you need to call us. And so we tell them not to give them out unless they're properly have the proper legends on them.
Well, we really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us, and I'm very grateful.
Well, I apologize for the computer mix-up.
No.
We're glad to have you here in the middle of this
Yes.
super busy time, and we appreciate you taking the time for us.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you,
a great
Melanie.
day.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Woohoo.
All right. All
That
right.
was great information.
Yes. Can we see if Brenda can come? We got-
It only has her, Brenda, if you could leave the room and come back in, it's only allowing me to chat with you. So I'm not sure, maybe you're not signed in. And also I have Pete, which
Mhm.
is only allowing
All right, there's Pete.
me to, it says chat next to you, Pete. So can you rejoin, make sure your computer, your camera and microphone are on.
Okay.
And right now,
Let's see what we got. Okay. Well, while that's happening, let's remind folks that the official question of the day is, what is the biggest, tallest lighthouse that had to be moved because of erosion within the United States?
yes. Yeah.
Okay. That one,
Anyone?
everybody should know. Everybody should know that one. Jump in there.
You can
Okay.
guess on social media. So on New Bernal's Facebook page, answer the question, and if it's correct, you'll win a prize. So
Okay.
everyone loves prizes.
All right. Well, we're waiting for that. Let's see what else we have. Bern, No, me.
The Bern Lodge has been canceled.
Bern Lodge is canceled.
Yeah, actually, let's just say that out loud for people that were planning on supporting the Bern Lodge, number 724A, F and AM. They were gonna have a barbecue dinner on Saturday, right? No, Friday.
On Friday, September the 18th.
Yeah, and that has been canceled. I just found out before the show. So.
Okay, so don't go looking for a good chicken dinner on the 18th between 11 and 2. It
We'll
won't
be
be,
disappointed.
it won't be there. But I'm sure they'll do it again another time, and we'll let Wendy know when that is.
Yeah, and
Okay.
and our friends Pam and Ron Benina, they've been putting on a Griefshare program locally to support people who have lost loved ones,
Mhm.
and all are welcome, and you can join them anytime. So if you or somebody else are grieving, it's important to get through that process, and they'll help you through that. So give them a call at 252-497-8489.
All right, let's see what we've got here. Who can we pop in?
Brenda George is only allowing chat. I have no idea what is going on here.
How about Pete? Can we do Pete?
No, I don't know why this is happening.
All right, we apologize, folks. The gremlins are at it again. Well, Wendy is working on it. Let's see what else we can come up with here. All right. The second monthly Craven Habitat for Humanity Restore in-store silent auction opened on September the 1st and will close on September the 26th at 12 p.m. They always have something really interesting that you can find to bid on, and they're at cravencountyhabitat.org, or give them a call at the Restore. They are 633-5512. So see what they have on their silent auction. All right.
Yeah. And Brenda and Pete, if you can hear me, is there any way that you can rejoin but have your video and your microphone on your computer before you rejoin? Maybe that will work.
No.
So you have to leave and then come back.
Okay.
So we apologize to anyone who's watching right now. This is a crazy technology time, and we've actually, this is the first time we've experienced this problem. So another lesson learned through the pandemic.
Yeah.
What lessons have you guys learned? Well,
I don't know. Have you got a joke for us today, Wendy?
we need a joke, don't we?
Yes. Have you got one?
Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Yes.
Why did the mushroom always like to party?
You like to sit in the dark?
Susan?
No, I can't think of any reason why.
Because he's a fungi. Fungi.
Oh.
Okay. You need a good sound effect for that. Yeah. Okay.
That was Laura's joke. Don't blame me for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And you know what else is happening today is RCS, Religious Community Services, they're having their virtual ribbon cutting ceremony for the Veterans Housing Facility.
Oh,
And
okay.
it'll be at 5 o'clock today, and check out RCS of New Bern Facebook page. And
Right,
at 5
great.
o'clock, and I think that's just so wonderful. I can't wait to take an actual tour or a virtual tour of that facility. It's much needed in our community. And let's see.
All right. I see two. Can we get them in?
It says chat. I don't know why it's saying chat. It's not. It's not. Oh,
I don't know.
this has never happened. So I don't. And I don't.
Are
understand.
you signed in? Do you need to be signed as the moderator or the manager of the deal here?
I am. Usually it will say allowed to talk, or invite into the room.
And it's
All it
not
is
doing that.
showing me is chat. So.
Okay.
Great.
Right.
While you're
Go ahead.
struggling and we're trying to figure out what to do, let me just mention that I'm involved with the the Colonial NC branch of the English Speaking Union, and we have really worked on having providing outreach opportunities with other and partnering with other organizations. And last year we were able to give a contribution to the PI program with the Board of Education, and we gave $1,000 to the English Second Language program. And then, of course, we last May, a bright little guy was recognized who had made exceptional strides as somebody who had moved with his family here from, I believe it was Burma. At any rate, we're doing that again. We find that it is really a wonderful thing for the community. We will be presenting Darlene Brown with a check for PI for that program this month. And we're real excited about it because we feel since the English Speaking Union, is about enhancing global understanding and all that this benefits our community, and we really want to continue doing that. So we're excited for that. We're also going to do the same with the Craven Literacy Council. So, it gives us a lot of motivation to really raise funds. That's not a real mission. We have a lot of programs and all fundraising, but anyway, as a filler, I think it's nice information for the community to know.
Yeah. And no, go ahead, Kathy.
I was going to say, since we don't have Brenda, and we'll likely not have her till next week, we hope we can get everybody in next week. Let's talk about the presentation that she and Linda Monk are going to do tomorrow at 7 o'clock on, if you go to begeorgeforjudge.com, you can get a link to get into the Zoom meeting. She and Linda Monk are going to talk about the Constitution, specifically the title, Establishing Justice, a conversation celebrating Constitution Day. And so it's a dual thing. It is time for us to say, yes, it's Constitution Day. We need to celebrate and acknowledge. It celebrates the Constitution and all those folks who are citizens or have become citizens. And they will be talking tomorrow online. It'll be a Zoom, and you can hear them with their discussions and why it's important to consider the Constitution and what's going on at the moment, and how our founders 240 years ago plus thought we should be carrying on. So they'll be there tomorrow online, and all you need to do to get the link is to go RSVP, go to begeorgeforjudge.com, and you can click on the RSVP and they'll send you a link so you can watch and take part in that discussion and celebrate the Constitution.
And on that note, I just want to throw in that our own Gertrude Carraway, who was very involved in the Richard Dobbs Spate DAR chapter in our community. She, as the national president of the DAR, actually was friends with Mamie Eisenhower. And through that connection, she was able to meet with President Eisenhower. And she is the one who led the effort for Constitution Week to become nationally dedicated for this week every year. So, that New Bern connection, there's a lot of firsts in New Bern, and that's, I think, something we can be very proud of.
Yes.
Once again.
And since we just heard the bells of your grandfather clock go off, it's at 4 o'clock, the ringing of the bells, and that's today, right?
Yes, with the DAR,
Yeah, with the Richard Dobbs Spate chapter of the Daughters of
Daughters of the American Revolution.
Yeah, and the Christ Church, their chimes are bells will be ringing, and so at 4 o'clock, ring a bell in celebration of Constitution Day. So
Right, and our DAR meeting is today. It begins at 3, and following our meeting, then that will take place. So it's going to be a great day for the DAR on our community.
yeah, and they're also, the DAR is also having a bear hunt related to Constitution Day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
That's right.
if you want all that information, it's on New Bern now. Just in the search bar, look for Constitution Week or Day.
You know what is very cool is just how in all of this challenging time for the past months, how it has not prevented people from still moving forward in a positive way. You know, all the organizations coming up with virtual meetings, you know, the North Carolina Core, every group is like, we will not be stymied. We are still going to move forward and
Keep going.
you know, provide a lot of positive information. So, I mean, every time I hear of all these virtual meetings, that just makes me very proud that everybody is just moving forward.
All right.
Although we're a little stymied right now because
We are a little. When we see this,
we can't get Pete or Brenda in. Yes. And
okay, this is Pete's book. This is the 5th in his series. Tony Rommel is the main character, and it's a series about intelligence, naval intelligence, and spies in World War II. And really interesting. I've had a chance to read all 5 of them. Interesting characters, neat combination of history and adventure. And what I think is neat is he weaves in actual characters from history into the stories and the plots that he has. So we hope that we get him in here next time or another time to let him tell you about it.
I think he's on the phone.
Do we have him? Yeah.
Peter, are you there? Pete, can you hear us?
We're not winning today.
Well, it worked for Melanie.
At least we're still laughing.
Yeah, well, you just got to roll with it, you know, but
All right, so here's somebody we can get in.
come on, computer. It's not allowing me to move you into the main room. And actually, I did not with Melanie. This is a Zoom lesson podcast episode. With Melanie, she automatically came in when she called in. So maybe Pete, you'll be connected somehow magically. I just don't know. I just don't know what is going on.
Don't know what. Well, anyway, I'm sure Pete, when we do get him, will tell you where you can find his book. It's a great series, and it's neat because intelligence, naval intelligence, is his background, and so he'll tell you about that. But
And
this is his latest, Assignment Panamint, and this one talks about the development of the V-1 rockets. That they were ready to send on to London and take care of things from their end, and we stopped them. So,
I haven't got a chance to read his books, but Tony is the main character. Is that how?
Tony Rommel.
So
yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, he's a naval commander, and he's in intelligence, and he finds himself, involved with all of the, like the main problems in World War II. Here's the list. It starts at Bletchley, and then it's Assignment London, and then Assignment Norway, where they're talking about heavy water and hydrogen bombs, and then Assignment Casablanca, where they had the big powwow with FDR and Churchill, and he's involved in that. And now here we have him in Panamint with the V-1 rockets. So it's an interesting series. I like the combination of adventure and history.
Yeah, I do too. And
I do too.
we keep saying Pete. It's Peter.
Peter J. Azzoli.
Yes.
Peter J. Azzoli. Here we are.
And he's did he retire as a Navy officer or?
I believe so, but you need to ask him for sure.
Okay,
because I don't want to lie.
so, no misinformation.
No, no.
This is intelligence, folks. This is serious.
All right. I see one more trying, Wendy. Is that still him that you can't get in?
Yeah, I can't, it's not.
Okay.
Kathy, do you have the oh, he just left. Sorry, Pete. What are
Okay.
you gonna do?
No.
We're gonna talk about other things though.
Okay.
We have the Craven. Have you all been to the Restore lately?
To which store? The Restore?
The Habitat Restore.
Restore. No, no, but I bet they have something neat. Now, would they have displaying what they're doing for their online auction? I bet they do.
They do, I believe, you have to go in the store.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the online auction runs through September 26th at 12 p.m. For all the details about that, visit cravencountyhabitat.org or call the Restore at 633-5512. And we really appreciate everything, the Restore and Craven County Habitat, the Build, the neighborhood revitalization. They have so many different projects going on. And Antoinette Bosky joined us last week, and she talked about all those, a lot of them. So great information.
A lot of going on. Well, we can talk about Ghost Walk. Ghost Walk is coming up for the Historical Society. And this year it's going to be live and virtual, and you can choose. And if you buy a ticket for a live Ghost Walk, you also get included in that virtual. Or you could buy just for yourself a ticket to virtual Ghost Walk. Live Ghost Walk is going to be entirely outside. It will be at Cedar Grove Cemetery. There will be 13 ghost stops, and you buy your tickets online at ghostwalknewbern.com. ghostwalknewbern.com, or give us a call at the Historical Society, 638-8558, or just stop by at 511 Broad Street in the Atmore Oliver House and visit a while, and we'll get you a ticket. The difference is, there are lots of differences in our new COVID world. It is going to be all outside. It will be offered 3 nights, but we will ask you to choose which night you want to come. And we will also ask you to choose a time, because what we're going to do is limit the number of people who go through each section at a time, so we're keeping people safe. We ask you to wear a mask. We'll ask you to social distance. We have broken the tour. It's 13 spots, but we've made 3 loops so that we are also breaking up the line. So we have fewer people in line. We'll be social distancing in line. So it'll be 3 loops, and you'll do 1 loop at a time and then go to the other section and do another loop. Still 13 great stories from New Bern's past, interesting ghosts. And these ghosts, as I said that last time, through the magic of ghost magic, we were indeed able to capture them on video. So your virtual tour will be a video presentation. I saw Mickey's email the other day. It's now Ghost Walk the movie. So you'll be able to see that. You can see that either if you buy simply a virtual ticket, which is $8, or you will get it if you buy a live ticket, which is $18, and you get both. You can do it live, and then you'll be able to see it again. I really like that one. Let me go back and look at it again. You'll be able to see it from our website. There are also discounts for members. There are discounts for military, discounts for students, even less for children. So there's a whole array of prices, and you can get your tickets online. So
Sounds great.
It's going to be,
Nice.
It'll be different, but it's going to be lots of fun. Ghost Walk is always fun, just with all the characters. And this week, this year, all the Ghost Walk ghosts are definitely upbeat. So making everybody happy.
Happy,
no downers.
Happy, upbeat ghosts.
That's right. No downers. So
Awesome.
the only thing to watch out for is we will only be able to sell a limited number of tickets, because we are limited to the number of people we can send in at a time and the time frame we have to do it. So if you are interested in going to Ghost Walk, do go get your tickets as soon as they are available, which will be October 1st. So
Yeah.
October 1st, put that on your calendar to do something about Ghost Walk.
Well, I had a question, or actually more of a statement, just to remind folks, it's really, please be kind to one another. There's so much division between wearing mask or not wearing a mask. And there's people that are caught up in the middle who they cannot physically or mentally wear a mask. And so please just accept the fact that somebody's not wearing a mask or they're wearing a mask, and not get, angry, or because we don't know what each other are going through. There's people that have suffered major trauma in their lives that it's just paralyzing for them. There's others that may have lost, have one missing a lung lobe in their lung. There's so many different reasons. And I never thought about that when we first started talking about COVID, but let's just be nice to each other. We can get through this together. If the majority of people are wearing a mask, then it will definitely decrease the spread. So we just hope y'all are being safe, and I just wanted to make that comment because there's a lot of places that aren't accepting medical exemptions as far as business owners, because I don't think it's really been talked about, unfortunately. But there are people that are suffering, and I feel that I'm very fortunate to have the choice not to be working, on the front lines as a, Navy corpsman or healthcare worker, or for someone working in a gas station or on a production line. So let's be kind, everyone.
Be kind to each other. And Wendy wants to be kind and give somebody a prize.
Yes, I do.
Any answers?
No answers yet.
For the lighthouse question. Somebody knows that.
Sharon, Talina, think about a lighthouse, even if you guess.
Pick a lighthouse, any lighthouse. What's the first one that comes to mind?
Yeah, and if you don't answer correctly, I think we haven't given the contest a prize away in a while. So even if you just guess a lighthouse,
You'll get one.
They're burning a hole in her pocket. She needs you to take the prize.
yeah. So guess a lighthouse.
Okay.
On the Facebook page.
All right. We only got a couple minutes, so you got just a couple minutes to make that guess.
There we go. And speaking of the Historical Society, y'all have a gorgeous battlefield area. Well, it's the battlefield.
Mhm.
It's not just for history buffs. It's also for people that want to take a walk, not in the woods, like going in the middle of the woods, but on a very well maintained path and learn. You have benches. Do you want to talk about a little bit about the?
Sure. Do you want to do it, Susan? You want me to do it?
You go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, Susan.
That's right.
I'm
Susan was
ignoring you.
involved in the establishing of that battlefield. She was one of the people that went out and talked to the folks who talked to the
Ed
committee,
Beers.
included Ed Bars, and Ed Bars passed away.
Oh no.
Oh, did he? I was
He
not
passed away
aware of
on
that.
Tuesday. One of
Oh.
the great Civil War historians, battlefield guide, Smithsonian expert, just a really great guy, author, and we lost him just a couple days ago. But Susan was involved with the group that went to meet him and tell him about our battlefield. And here, 20 years later, the result is we have this wonderful park.
Well, it was lucky because we went to Wilmington, and we were not on schedule, and yet we just went, hoping that we could talk to the Civil War Commission, but they had no plans, and were not really tuned into what we had in New Bern. And it was only because we were there and we were very sincere and we talked about this battlefield and how important it was that it be saved, and that Congress would, I've forgotten the exact title, but anyway, it had to be on the list of saving the different parks. And they actually then just took a side trip and came to New Bern. And when they saw the battlefield, they were just, and of course at the time it was just weeds and trees and scrub and all that. But the importance of the battle and the area and it's essentially on some of the pristine condition of the battlefield had grown up certainly. But he was just a fantastic man, a great man for this country and his role in saving Civil War sites. And it's very, he was 90 some years old when he passed away. He was still sharp as a tack. He was a great guy, and he was so supportive of our effort. He came every year for a
for 11 years in a row.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, we're very fortunate.
Yeah, he was very, very nice to us here. He liked us. He came 11 years in a row and did presentations, all to support our battlefield. And now, go take a walk. Beautiful trees, paths, signage that'll tell you what happened. Just go enjoy nature, enjoy being out there.
Yes, and our thoughts go out to Mr. Bear's family. So, and Susan, you were responsible for for doing all the signage and stuff like that. All and the battlefield on the Crystal Coast Discovery map. You finally got it on there, right?
Oh, yes, on Rich's map. Yes.
Oh, yes, I bugged him till
Got it on Rich's map.
he got tired of me. And finally
No,
just
but
said,
you-
okay, I give up.
Well, you marketed the heck out of that, the signage. It's every time I drive by the battlefield, I think of you because I see the sign.
See the brown sign, yes. All
It
right.
took a lot to get the state to finally,
Mhm.
put the signage up.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a good, it's always, you just don't give up. You just keep, chipping away at it. And eventually whatever it is, if it has value, it's going to happen. And that's pretty much, I think, the story of New Bern.
All right.
Yes, it is. And yeah, the great people like you ladies among that for making all these, for not stopping. Because it's so easy to just move on to something else. Oh, this is too hard. But yeah,
Okay.
anyway.
Do we have a Lighthouse answer? It's time.
Lighthouse. Okay, one last chance. Melissa, what lighthouse can you think of right now? Comment in the section. And Sharon in Talina.
Nobody?
I don't know if you're still watching. Melissa, do you have a lighthouse? Anyone? We're going to give the answer here.
You're gonna have to tell him, Wendy.
Okay, if you don't guess, by the time I finish reading the question, then the chances are over for the day. Okay, the question of the day. What's the largest lighthouse to be moved due to erosion in the United States? Oh,
And the answer is
and she got it right. Anne Landlin. Anne,
Got an answer.
congratulations.
all right. Yay. All right. great.
Okay, I have to say the answer. The answer is Cape Hatteras. Great
Cape Hatteras.
job, Anne.
Put it on rails and moved it across the way. Yeah.
Yeah, and it says,
Okay.
when completed in 1870, the Cape Hatteras Lighthouse was located a safe 1,500 feet from the ocean. Even then, however, storm-driven tides completely washed over Hatteras Island.
Larry Rosen Scott, certainly about keeping them on
Okay.
fire. So I just
All
want
right.
to say to which I know you
I
were
can't mute her.
Can you mute her?
I can't mute her.
Okay. But we want you.
We gotta wait. We gotta wait. Susan, can you mute?
There we go. We want you to let us know if you'd like to be a guest or if you have any questions or suggestions. Give us a call at 252-259-6853 or send us an email at info@newbernnow.com. And we want you to join us next Thursday is September the 24th from 1 to 2 p.m. as we Zoom live on New Bern Now's Facebook page. The video and audio will be uploaded to newbernnow.com, YouTube, iTunes, and wherever you listen to your podcasts. So you can listen to the show on New Bern's News Talk radio station, WNOS 103.9 FM, by tuning in every Wednesday at 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. And those folks, we apologize once again to those folks that got eaten by the gremlins today in the in the Zoom gremlin attack here. And I'm sure Wendy will be contacting you to reschedule things.
Yes, and we really appreciate everyone watching. And with that said, thanks for joining us, everybody. Well, that's a wrap, right?
That's official. That's
Thank
a wrap.
you.
All
That's
right.
a
Enjoyed
wrap.
being here.
Wrapping
Bye.
music.
Thank you, folks. Have a great day.
Here we are, wrapping music. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
goodbye,
Bye,
everybody.
guys. Thank
All right.
you.
Have a
Bye-bye.
nice day.
Stay alive. We'll
Take
see
care.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.